have any questions. Yes?
What sort of measures are there to mess with the driver station? It's running out XP.
Right.
How open is it to change and manipulation?
Well, the software for development and running it is only available for XP, so we can't really mess with that a lot or at all.
Teams have tried using Windows Vista and Windows 7. Windows Vista is still compatible with the driver station. It's just you have to do what you do with any other software. You'd have to go into the properties and say run as administrator, and also set it to run in compatibility mode for XP, which is just a simple right click and then properties, and then you can set that. Windows 7, however, is still not compatible with this. They're still trying to see if they can get it compatible.
What I mess with is doing things that maybe are against the rules. What's the law? How is this thing locked down in terms of security and therefore with regards to
It has almost no security in the sense that if you're in the developer account, you can do absolutely anything you could do with a regular computer.
Okay.
Yeah. Only difference is with the classmate, you can't use the touchscreen. They've actually disabled that.
I guess they probably make you use the driver account when you're at competition just to make sure you couldn't screw anybody else's. Use the mic, Eric.
Yes.
You mentioned the new Java and Wind River. Have you played with the LabVIEW programming?
I have created a simple LabVIEW code to just run the motors and see if any, it wasn't anything complicated because we hadn't used LabVIEW last year, so we hadn't really developed code to run all the functions of our robot, such as the sensors. But we just used simple code, a motor control, and we just kept switching the PWMs on the sidecar to see if the motors work. Everything seemed fine for all the basic stuff that we've tested, but I couldn't tell you much more than that. Yes?
I have a bunch of questions.
Okay.
First, you showed us how you can reorder the joysticks.
Right.
If you turn off the computer out and reorder them, and put it back up, will it remember the order?
It depends. Like I said, the driver station is still slightly unstable. For us, it tends to, as soon as we plug it in, it tends to remember. Another team has asked or requested that the next update actually be able to do that, where it already does it for us.
Okay. So even if you don't touch the USB at all and turn off and turn on, it might reorder them?
It might reorder them anyway, but not a lot of teams have had a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you talked about the boot time, but can you estimate a time that it would take to boot to the dashboard account?
Oh, you mean the driver account?
Yeah, the driver account.
Okay. The driver account, it takes, I'm sorry, QnA, do you remember the times? Yeah, sorry, he actually ran a sort of an experimental test with all the boot times.
It takes about a minute to start up the classroom from the beginning when it's powered off. Once it reaches the blue screen right here,
Enable the robot.
The e-stop we've noticed during regular use of the OS that it acts as a hotkey. So if you press it, it'll open properties for certain icons and whatnot.
It's more of a glitch, really. When I was programming using Wind River, I happened to be leaning on the e-stop, and it kept skipping lines because it kept acting as the enter key, as if you were pressing the enter key. And it kept skipping lines, and I'm like, oh my god, Wind River's going crazy. Yeah, but if you don't, other than that, after that, we were curious to see what else the e-stop was magically capable of doing. So we would click random icons on the desktop, and we'd press the e-stop, and it would actually open the properties for that folder. So, hey, it saves you a right click. What do you know? Okay, any other questions? Yeah, and that's the 2010 hardware. It's really only the class we need to worry about. Oh, yeah?
One more question. The classmate, first thing I think I want to take a guess at is whether you would realistically do development on it. How much hardware is in it? How much memory? How much hard disk?
the version we have in front of us right now, the tablet version, this actually has a, I believe it's a 30 gig hard drive, which is smaller than the traditional clamshell version, but the one that first, I believe they're increasing.
Yeah, just if you want to do development on the same computer that you're running your robot from, you can install the driver station software on pretty much any computer. We have it running on this laptop right here, so that's a useful tool.
There are two different software installations, though. If you were going to install it on a different computer, they have a different sort of install file depending on whether or not your computer has development tools or not. So if you install the driver station before you install any development tools, then you'd want to install a certain kind. But then if you know you're going to install the development tools on the computer anyway, then you want to install the development tools first and then the driver station, because there are two different driver stations.
Do you think that that competition,
Right.
have us use our own driver station, or do we just provide?
They would. I'm pretty sure they require you to.
That, and I don't want you to assume. Do you have any knowledge of what we are planning to do at the competition? Because after that last statement about migrating, you just came to the same conclusion,
Right.
It seemed to me that they would probably provide.
Here, I can tell you what I know. They recommend that teams use the classmate for development as well as competition. This is quoted from a post I read on the beta forums, and the person, I believe, actually I forget, but basically it's someone from NI, and they said that if you were using the classmate, you are required to use it at competition, but I'm not sure if they would provide a classmate, because you do get the classmate in your kit part, so I would, at that point, I would say that yes, you're required to use it in competition. But, I mean, don't quote me on that, because you never know. Anything else?